Thank you, Mr. Emmert. I was given the opportunity to share my story with you all at this event, and I gladly took it, knowing that it's an opportunity to give hope to those who are currently fighting the battle, and just a chance to express my feelings on the importance of this event and its meaning in trying to eventually defeat cancer. My story began during football practice, and for the weeks that led toward the end of football practice, the football season, I had a pain in my back. I felt fatigued. I didn't feel good at all, and I attributed that all to football because, as many of you may know, it's taxing on the body. And I thought once football season was over, I'd be fine. So football season ended, and the feelings of fatigue and so on ensued for a week. So that was suspicious. Long story short, 3 weeks later, I was being taken to the hospital. My mom and I and my family, we didn't think it was as serious as it was. Worst case scenario, it was something that I would need antibiotics for a few weeks. I remember being brought in on a Monday to Brandon Regional, and I got x-rays and other tests taken, and I thought I'd be out that night. Little did I know, I was being transported to All Children's Hospital in St. Petersburg that night, that Monday night. The next day, on Tuesday, I was given the news by both my parents and the physician that was at the head of All Children's. I was told that I had cancer, and the diagnosis, it was yet to come, but we knew it was cancer. That's all we knew at that point. My world was shattered, I guess you could say. Although I always had a faith in God, and I always knew that things would come out right, it felt like everything was crumbling. And I remember thinking, it's a cliche, why me? But that's honestly what I thought, why me? I typically associated cancer with more elderly people, but it had struck me in the midst of, I don't know, the best time. I was having fun in high school. I was healthy. I had played sports and ate healthy and slept enough, so I had no idea that this could all happen to me while this was going on, but it did. And that Tuesday, I just remember lying in my hospital bed, crying with both my parents, and I just didn't know what to do or how to feel, for that matter. That week, I officially became diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma on November 10th, 2011, and I remember that because November 11th, I began my chemotherapy treatment, and the reason I remember that was 11/11/11, and I figured what better day to start your treatment. So from then on out, I kept a positive attitude about it, and I was determined to stay positive throughout my treatment and just keep the faith. And I had 12 weeks of chemotherapy. For those of you who don't know, chemotherapy is an injection of liquid drugs into your body, and they're very tough. They're trying to kill the cancer cells, but in the process they kill basically every fast-growing cell in your body. So hair, mouth, stomach, it all gets wiped out. So it was very tough on me. I had to miss school. I had to make up lots of work. Even though the teachers were very nice and cut me some slack, I still had my plate full. And those 12 weeks of chemotherapy were definitely tough. I remember lying in the hospital bed, just not wanting to do anything, not wanting to eat, it was awful. And the last round, it split up into 3-week sections, and the last 3-week section, which was the last round, it really took a toll, but I was able to finish. I got very sick, but the light at the end of the tunnel was starting to show, and after chemotherapy came radiation. And although radiation is a lot less physically taxing on the body, it's considered less, it was still very grueling to have to go every day after school to Moffitt Cancer Center and receive treatment. And the 6 weeks, it definitely had its ups and downs of radiation treatment, but I was able to get through it with the help. I was able to get through this whole process with the help of my friends, my family, God most of all. And the one thing that, well, let me back up. I finished my treatment less than a month ago, and I just remember going in to the Moffitt Cancer Center for the last time and thinking this is it. And they laid me down on the slab where they do radiation treatment, and I was thinking, here we go, let's just get this out of the way. And I just stared at the ceiling the whole time, reflecting back on this entire experience and what it has taught me. What I've been able to see out of people like you, the capability of goodness that the goodness that humans are capable of. And I just remember being taken off that slab for the last time, and I thanked all my nurses. I walked out. I rang a bell, and the bell was there to signify the end of your treatment. So I rang the bell, which is very rare. So the entire lobby burst into applause. To my surprise, my entire family was there, and they were all crying. We all celebrated. We all took photographs. We went out to eat, and it was a fantastic experience and a fitting way to end what had been a long journey. Through this experience, I was able to learn how short life is really, and how precious it is, and how blessed we are really. Because beforehand, I didn't really appreciate life for what it was, and then when I had an experience that threatened it, it really put things into perspective, and it helped me be more compassionate toward other people, and just feel love for people, just for being people. And I've learned a lot through this experience, and it's a little tough coming back, but I'm so glad that I was able to have an opportunity to do this. It's an honor to be able to speak about my experience, and now I'm just back in the swing of things. I'm happy to be living the life I was before. I'm able to hang out with friends. I don't need to miss school because I need to go to treatments. I'm getting involved in student government. So many awesome things, and I just can't express the great feelings of love I feel to each and every one of you, to my family, to my friends, to the Lord, to Jesus Christ. And I'd like to just close my story and this little speech by saying, be aware of how blessed you are, and live every day like it's your last, because you never know, it might very well be. And it's an honor to speak in front of you, and I'd like to thank you all for attending and showing your support.